Right. Hello, everyone. Angelina, Sparkling Deva, and this is another pick a card reading, and it's on you transitioning from 2020 into 2021. So what you've learned this year and what you should take with you into the new year, etc. And three choices. The first one to the left is sunflower opal. In the middle, number 2 is honey opal. And to the right, number 3 is Chiritella agate. So if you make your choice, then I am going to start your reading. Okay, numbers 1, your first card for the question what you have learned or achieved, basically, mostly achieved this year. And then we have the 6 of spells, which is the 6 of wands. And you can already see it's really very positive, it's wonderful. And what you have learned basically is to have more balance in give and take, especially the receiving part. You feel much better about yourself, more stable about yourself, about your self-worth and your values, and you feel a lot better than at the beginning of the year. And we will see that throughout the reading as well. You will feel, you feel, like you can do it. Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. Maybe you do have a specific thing in mind, but feeling more in control without being controlling, but having a direction, knowing you can do it, feeling a sense of self-worth, validating yourself, and being able to take in other people's appreciation of you as well. You are far more able to receive, to let in. And then we go to your second card. I'm just going to stick it next to it, although it's another question. 2 of Pentacles. This is about where you were at the beginning of the year. And you were basically going from one place to the next, not literally for most, I don't think, and because you were also not really aware of this happening. Maybe you were longing for a change or whatever, but you weren't really aware of the fact that that process had already started. And the thing is that what I pick up from this card is that you didn't really feel very comfortable. You didn't really feel very safe. I mean, look at that. There's this troll underneath the bridge. And it felt like just plodding a bit. Just plodding along with a heavy load and taking everything with you and not sorting anything out, because that's what you could have done as well, right? Maybe you didn't need all this that he is carrying at all. Maybe you only needed a few of these things, and that would have been enough and sufficient to take with you, but you didn't. And so in a way, it's a bit of a sense of being lost. So doing just whatever, just continuing on the road, on the path, and following the path that was there, not thinking whether it was the right one for you. Not really. That kind of feeling I get with that. And then we go to your next card, and then 2 came out for you, and that's let's see what question. Where are you now, and what have you learned? And then we have the 6 of Cups and the Sun. 2 beautiful cards. I do hope the colors are being picked up properly, because the colors are so wonderful. You have so what have you learned? Where are you now compared to with the bridge that we saw just now, right? You have much more tranquility. peace on the inside. You've done inner work. You've gained more focus for sure. And also more pleasure in life. And you stopped the forceful moving to nowhere, like with the bridge. In a way, you were just moving on, not really knowing where you were going, what you were doing, and you stopped that. You managed to stop that, and you are able to feel the joy in life much more, and to have fun and to chill and relax and not feel like can't do this, I must go on, I have to do something, I have to go, I must learn something, I have to do something. I can't be just lying here in the grass and just enjoying myself, and that is gone. And that is a very good thing, a really very good thing, because this was not really leading to anything. Not really at all, no. And certainly not to where you want it to go. So next one, then we go to number 4. What should you continue take with you in the new year? We have the 3 of Wands. Look at that card. Isn't it beautiful? These 3 little nutshell boat thingies with candles in them. And she is basically driving them along with her own energy that she's releasing from her hand, these sparks, and is being supported by spirit, because there is these fairies, these spirit beings everywhere. And I love this card. The feeling of being ready to move into the future, that is what you have to take with you and have to keep doing, keep feeling, keep generating. And there doesn't have to be a drastic change because of that, right? It's not like you suddenly start doing something big or whatever. It is possible, but it doesn't have to be that way. It can be more about this inner change of finally being focused again and inspired again, having a sense of direction. I feel that that's what this is more about. And now, okay, that could of course manifest in something tangible, in something big. But I feel that it's actually mostly holding on, what you have to do, holding on to this inspiration, to this focus, to also liking what you're doing. Because this is sheer inspiration and the sparks that she is producing. You can't do that in a forceful way when you're doing something that doesn't fulfill you, doesn't make you happy. And so it is important that you do not lose that. And then your last card is the Magician. I don't think you can actually see much of it, although I'm not certain, because what I see is never the same as what ends up in the video. Anyhow, the Magician, and this is your theme of 2021. Just think about that. For your theme, it's the Magician. The Magician is about being able to basically manifest and create everything you want, because he has everything available to him, also within him, that he could possibly need to create, manifest, whatever, right? And it will be about things that resonate with him, because you will likely only have wisdom and knowledge about stuff that you are interested in and that inspires you, and that otherwise, if for instance I'm not into computers, in computers, not computers, but into very logical, technical, rational stuff, that's just not me at all. I'm about feelings and energy and intuition and all that stuff. That's me. So I will never ever have vast knowledge about, for instance, ICT or Excel files or bookkeeping because it's just not me, right? So the knowledge and the wisdom and all the stuff that the magician has is about stuff that he can do something with, that's within his interest. Anyhow, there's a lot you can achieve, and also enhancing your own understanding and growth, but in a more guided way now that you have a sense of direction again. And it's like before, or at the beginning of this year, you were more like fumbling through and trying to, and it not working out, and losing motivation, and you weren't focused anymore. And in 2021, you are going to be focused, and that will make a hell of a difference if you intend to manifest something, but also for yourself to feel better, right? Yeah, and the sense of direction, you have that back. I think you lost that, and you have that back. And this goal, a sense of direction, a goal, a dream, something you would like to work towards or are going to work towards, and what you want to manifest, basically, you know. And so that's your theme, and yeah, you can see that focus there. You know, these ships are going in the same direction. It's not like one is going left and the other right, and one is maybe going backwards or something. You know, they're all going in the same direction. There's focus. There's also then intent, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't work either. So this is what I have for you. I do hope you enjoyed it. And if it works out with my neck, my health, I'm going to do another one on love for the new year. But yeah, this was just more the general picture then, right? Not the love part. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Right, numbers 2. Your first card, what have you achieved this year in 2020? And we have the World card. I love this one, isn't it beautiful? You have finished a rather big cycle, and I think it's mostly a personal thing, a personal cycle. Could be a specific cycle about your own inner growth, inner strength, and self-esteem, and so on and so forth. I do not think it is much about external things like work, for instance. It could be, but I think for most of you it isn't. It feels more like a personal thing. And I think you're also going to be more, with the ending of that cycle, leaving a specific way of being, and possibly even a place, moving to a different place, a different situation, an environment or whatever. Because this deer, the stag, is getting out of the forest, yeah, leaving that behind, because he's going to venture off here in the open fields. And he cannot see everything, right? Because it goes up and down over the hills. So he can't see exactly what's going to be there and where the path is ending and where it goes. But it's far more open, a wider view of everything. And leaving the seeming safety of this forest behind. Because in a way, it's almost like a risk-taking, right? Like taking a risk to venture out there as a stag. You know, there was probably a lot of people who would want to shoot him, a white stag, you know? So it might feel a bit unsafe, but yeah, you're going to do that anyway. So something is finishing, and that means that something new is going to come in. Then another door is going to open, right? Your second card is where were you at the beginning of the year? And then I have 2 cards for you that came out. And we have the 9 of Boons, which is Pentacles, and the Hermit. Both are 9 cards. That is peculiar, right? I'm sorry, 9 of Pentacles, and the Hermit is also a 9 card. So maybe that number means something to you, but it is peculiar. I feel that at the beginning of this year, you were far more in your, and that makes so much sense with the other card, the first card, but we'll get back to that in a minute. Very much in your own world, tuning into yourself and inner guidance, and in a way withdrawing from the outside and being in your own bubble. And it doesn't mean to say you were living like a hermit, and right, not literally, but emotionally, mentally, it was like that, because that's what comes up with the cards. And that's where you were in the beginning of the year. And that's not a bad thing. Sometimes we need that to basically recover from something, or to find out what we want, who we are, where we want to go, and so on and so forth. So often that's really a good thing to do. That's also what you're leaving behind here with this deer, right? He's coming out of those forests, out of the woods, venturing out into the world again. So that's quite a big change with the beginning of the year. Your next card is the Where Are You Now? And then we have do I have the right card? Yes, the Knight of Pentacles. It's called the Seeker of Bones in this deck. Again, this venturing out, right? Venturing out of that inner space, or let's call it inner space. Maybe you literally did that as well. It is possible. But you're venturing out more again. And this is the Pentacles Knight. And that's not a fast moving energy. So you're doing that without rushing. That's what you have learned, right? So maybe in the past you were rushing things, and maybe that didn't do you good. Maybe you barged into a brick wall, because of that. And you learned now in this year to not do that anymore. You can now, you have learned to take it easier, to not rush things along, to take your time, also so you don't put your foot in something. And I mean, what I feel with that, putting your foot in something, is that you tended to lose sight of your goal and dream before, because you were moving too fast. And now you're more aware, paying more attention by slowing down. So you don't lose sight of that again, so you can remain a bit more focused. Maybe you have gone around in circles before, or you have been led astray in the past, which could also have been by yourself, right? Sometimes we do that to ourselves. Rushing can do that. Then, All right, your next card is what you should continue to do or take with you into the new year. And then we have the Strength card. And did I get the right card? I'm sorry. I don't think I actually do. No, hang about. Right, I'm so sorry about that. The Strength card is for your last question, your last position. This was the what should you continue to do in 2021, take with you in 2021. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Absolutely beautiful card. And I always love the Queen of Cups anyway. This is about staying in touch with your intuition, with your feelings. Also, that's also connected to your dreams, so that you do not lose track of that. It's important that you do that. And don't let your emotions cloud your vision, because then you lead yourself astray again. And I also got stay true to yourself, which connects again to not leading yourself astray, not losing yourself. Because if you don't stay true to yourself, if you start, well, basically pleasing what other people, what they want and need from you, then you just lose sight of your own goals and dreams. And that's exactly what you do not want to do anymore. I think you've done that before. And so that's very important. And now we get to your last question, which is your theme of 2021. And then we have 2 cards for you that came out. And one of these is the strength card that I just put in. And the Tower card, which is called the Folly here. There will be quite intense changes with that Tower. Changes and shifts, but you can maintain your balance, because that's what we see here with the Strength card, right? So if there is a Tower moment, or maybe a few, which is possible, right? We can have several ground shaking moments, and we always fear that, while usually with the Tower, it will be for the best, and you will feel better once that moment has gone. And you can start something new again then, right? A new Tower, build a new Tower that does suit you, that does fit with you, what you want, and so on and so forth. But we always fear it, but you are able to maintain your balance. And that's what we clearly see here. This is basically your ego. And the ego is what gets scared. The shadow, the ego, is what gets scared when there is going to be a change, a shift. And especially if it's quite intense. And what is intense is actually different for everyone, right? It doesn't have to even be all that big, but it can still feel and be big for us, right? And then the ego doesn't like that, doesn't want that, and it can, when it puts up a fight and resists, maybe in the past you then follow your ego, your fear, and your insecurities, etc., etc. But now you are not going to do that any longer. You may do that for a little bit, for a short period, like a moment, a flash, like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do that. But then you can just take control again. You will not allow it to take control of you and lead you into the bushes, lead you astray, right? And so that's really good. That's going to be your theme for 2021. I feel that is big victory for you, actually. It feels like big victory. It is a victory. Every time you have a Tower moment and you are able to maintain your calm, your center, and not let your ego take over and overwhelm you and put you in fear, etc., etc. Every time that you do that is a victory. And that's why these moments can also be quite short. They may be intense, but they can also be quite short. And yeah, that. And I like that. It's quite something. I think you've grown an awful lot, and you will continue to grow in 2021. Yeah. So that's what I have for you. I hope it is helpful and you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. Right, numbers 3. Your first card, what have you achieved this year? We have for you the Ace of Cups. And what you have learned, what you have achieved, is seeing yourself through the eyes of love, seeing who you really are. And that is a beautiful being full of love. That's how you learn to see yourself. And you have grown into a beautiful swan, and you are worthy, and you can feel that now as well, right? And that's because, look, if I turn it around, then the swan is wearing a crown and a necklace in the reflection. And that's how you can now see yourself as that beautiful being, as a queen, as a worthy being, and feel love for yourself and that, all that self-love. I love that. So that's your first card. And then we go to your, was there 1 or 2 for the second question, where you were at the beginning of the year. And then we have the Pentacles 4. Now that's one hell of a difference with that Ace of Cups. The Pentacles 4 is, you were, at the beginning of this year, you were quite fearful to open up, to share, to show your beautiful heart, in fear of lack, fear of not being good enough, etc. That such things. Doesn't have to be literally those, but that vibe, that dynamic, that's what you were in the beginning of the year. And I mostly feel your heart, your feelings, and from there, this thing of opening up and daring to be yourself. You didn't dare do that. You didn't do that at the beginning. That's where you were at the beginning of 2020. And well, what you have achieved over this year is what we just discussed here. So that's quite a big change, really quite a big change. Where are you now? So that's more not over the year, but now. What have you learned? And then we go, we see a similar thing of this process. We have the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. So basically, again, in the beginning of the years, you were still easily overwhelmed by negative thoughts, fearful thoughts, and those were just thoughts, right? There was not really anything to be afraid of, but it seemed so real to you. And you have learned to overcome that. And well, maybe sometimes you still feel that, but you can then control it, manage it. And so it doesn't, overwhelm you. I think as well that there isn't really anything to fear. Not really. That it's more coming from within, because it's usually our own thoughts and based on things that happened in the past, but these things in the past have long gone, right? These people have left, the ones who did that, or the situations we experienced didn't have ended, but we keep reliving that, all that stuff. But I think you've come to fully realize that by now. And with the 8 of Pentacles, you learn to focus and to fine-tune things. Maybe you try new things over the year, which could be jobs, it can also be hobbies or just ways of thinking, maybe healing methods that, or energy work methods to find out what suited you, what worked for you, what didn't work for you. And you were really busy with that and also quite enjoying that. Right? Really quite busy, but still enjoying what you were doing. And a far more focused and positive vibe. Because when we're in this vibe, afraid and shared, and we can be all over the place or just have a very narrow focus, right? Only like, I'm not going to show you, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to give this to you, it's mine. And that's a very narrow focus, that kind of dynamic. But it can also be all over the place, right? Very scattered and going everywhere. And it's very exhausting, actually. And then your next one is... I must just keep track where I am. What you should... Yeah, I did. Yes, I'm doing it right. What you should continue to do, take with you in the new year in 2021. And then we have the Fool, the White Heart. And what you should continue to do and take with you and enhance and let grow, etc., in 2021 is trusting and believing in yourself and taking a leap of faith into the unknown. Continuing to dare to let go of fear and limiting thoughts and beliefs, and not standing still any longer either. It's walking towards a different future, a different and new outcome for you. Right? Because he's about to enter, or she is about to enter that. No, it's a he, isn't it? With the enter that forest. And in a forest, you can't see very far usually, right? And it's misty as well. You have to walk through the mist, and there is probably a few pathways, maybe pieces there isn't a path at all, and so it's quite a leap of faith. You have to trust yourself that you can do it, and you can, because you know you can. You know whatever it is that you want or dream about, or just in general, you know you're worthy. You know you got you know, because you love yourself, you care about yourself. And that's important to take with you into the new year. Then the last one, the theme for you, and I'll remove that one. Oops. The theme of 2021. We have the Seven of Cups. There are many futures out there. Nothing is set in stone, right? There's all these options there. And it's also not a time in 2021 to decide on a specific future, a specific outcome yet. Not yet. I feel this goes perfect with that Fool card, who was about to go into the woods, but also with this. Because this is also learning all these things here on the ground, right? All these different things that she was trying and making and doing, and that seems to continue a bit. In this helped you fine tune the basics of what you like, but it's going to sort of continue in 2021. It's not a time to decide. It's like the stag, the Fool. It's a time to explore, to venture out there and to explore what's there, what could be yours, what resonates with you and what doesn't resonate with you. And so in that sense, it's more a year of discovery than a year of choosing a specific outcome, a specific route or a specific future. And that requires trust. Right? Because usually when we do feel a bit scared, we tend to latch onto something. And for instance, say, well, okay, I'm going to forget about all this. I'm just going to go there. And I'm not even going to look at the other options. What else is possible for me? No, too scary. I don't want that. I want security. I want stability. I want to know where I stand, what I'm doing and where I'm going. I'm going to go there and sod the rest, right? That's not what you should be doing this year, and that takes courage, that takes balls in a way, right? Especially when you do maybe at moments get a bit scared, that you do not say, okay, I've had enough of this shit and I'm gonna go for that and I'm not gonna explore anymore. No, this year 2021 is for you to venture out there, to explore, and just that. Yeah. So if you were hoping to get a lot of stability and safety and security, you have to find it mostly on the inside, within yourself, knowing that you have you can do it, You have the skills, you have the abilities, you have the brains, and you can have it all as well. Basically, it's just up to you, and it's not really the right time to decide just yet. I'm sorry about that. So I hope that's helpful, and I do hope that resonates. In a way, it could be. Now, I'm talking about it being fearful maybe at moments, etc., etc., but I'm also picking up all of a sudden that for a number of you, it can also be a big relief, because maybe you have been in a straitjacket situation for too long. And you're actually quite happy now to, like, yes, I can breathe again, I can find my own way, I can do my own thing, I do not have to tie myself down, I can just enjoy and live and have fun and just taste all these different menus that are out there, and without just deciding, okay, I'm going to eat Chinese for the rest of my life, just an example, right? So it can also be a big relief. It doesn't have to be scary at all. It can feel really good, liberating comes to mind. Anyhow, this is what I have for you. I do hope it resonates, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.